911, what is your emergency?
I just shot my girlfriend and her son for attacking me.
You just shot him?
Both of them.
Are you sure they're both dead?
Dad, I was trying to tell y'all to come and get me. And it started hitting me, so I shot.
Oh, snap!
I put the gun on the floor. Tell them to hurry.
Following a heated argument on October 21st, 2018, Tyrone Johnson made a chilling 911 call, confessing to shooting his girlfriend and her 10-year-old son. Unraveling the sequence of events that led to this tragedy and understanding the motivations behind the devastating loss of 2 lives would prove more challenging than expected. As investigators began piecing together the puzzle, it became clear that nothing about Tyrone's account was straightforward. At 6:45 p.m. that Sunday evening, the calm in East Tampa, Florida, was shattered by a 911 call. While the distressed caller admitted to the shooting, his hysteria made much of what he said unintelligible.
Person still alive?
They're dead.
Is this a male or a female?
Both male and female, they're dead.
You killed them both?
They were attacking me and I killed them.
What is your first name? What's your last name? What? Where's the gun? What kind of gun is it?
It's a Glock 40, ma'am. It's registered to me.
And who were these people?
My girlfriend and her son. We were arguing and they attacked me, ma'am. Hurry up.
We're on the way, okay? We're on the way. Stay on the line with me.
Hurry up! Hurry up!
During the frantic call, Tyrone could be heard addressing someone else in the background. Whether another person was present in the apartment was initially unclear. Deputies from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office arrived shortly after, finding Tyrone sitting on the porch, crying and screaming with blood on his hands and a phone in his grasp. He surrendered without resistance, repeatedly apologizing, "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." As officers handcuffed him and led him to a patrol car, Tyrone appeared unable to bear weight on his right foot. While this seemed like a minor detail, it would later become pivotal in the investigation. At the station, Tyrone's panic escalated further, setting the stage for a tense and frustrating interrogation.
Okay. Here, just have well, we have a seat, man. Go ahead, have a seat. You're good. You're good. There you go. Okay.
There you go, man.
Would you like any water or anything like that? No? Okay. Tyrone, we need you to breathe for us, all right? Because if you're hyperventilating, if you pass out, breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Do it with me, ready? Just. Okay. Just breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, man, okay? We're good, man. I appreciate it. Deep breaths, okay? Deep breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Tyrone, we don't want you to pass out on us, man. We need you to breathe, all right? Because if you keep breathing like that, you're going to pass out. Yeah. Just breathe in through your nose. There you go. Deep breath. There you go. There you go. Just breathe, man.
Eventually, Tyrone revealed that he was 42 years old, had served in the Marines for a decade, and had experienced homelessness at one point. He didn't elaborate on this, but a former employer later provided insight into his past. About a year prior, Tyrone had worked as a paralegal for the Office of the Attorney General for 6 months, leaving in September 2017. According to his employer, Tyrone struggled to maintain stable housing during and after his employment. As detectives continued their questioning, one officer offered him water, which seemed to help Tyrone begin to regain his composure.
Tyrone, you told me that you were in the Marines for 10 years, huh? Okay, when did you get out of the Marines?
2003.
2003? Okay. Did you go overseas at all?
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
Cuban Haitian crisis.
I'm sorry, say again?
Cuban
Asian crisis.
The Cuban Asian crisis? Oh, so you did like a lot of the relief over there and stuff like that?
I fought
Yeah?
in Iraq.
And you fought in Iraq too? Okay. All right. Well, thank you for your service. Okay? But listen, Tyrone, keep breathing for me. Keep breathing. Okay? Keep breathing. All right? You good? You want some more water?
Tyrone agreed to waive his rights and voluntarily speak to the detectives. Notably, the police later redacted Stephanie's name from the interrogation footage. Tyrone shared that he had moved from South Carolina to Florida to be with his girlfriend, Stephanie Willis. Once calm enough to be understood, the detectives read him his Miranda rights. Through guided breathing exercises, Tyrone started calming down enough to provide some coherent answers. The reasons behind their argument would eventually shed light on a dark secret Tyrone had been keeping, one that would shock investigators. Tyrone revealed that he had 5 children, one of whom had died 10 months earlier, a loss he claimed Stephanie mocked during their argument. Struggling to articulate what happened next, Tyrone resorted to acting out the events, but his version remained disjointed and confusing. Detectives tried to focus on any detail they could verify, not yet realizing that one seemingly trivial piece of information would hold the key to uncovering the truth.
You fell to the ground. Is that a yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're on the ground.
Yes, sir.
Is your bag right next to you?
Yes, sir. The bag is up. I had drug it a little bit.
Okay. Describe your bag to me.
It's a Marine Corps bag, sir.
Marine Corps bag?
It's already packed, sir, because I had, and the rest of my stuff was in the trunk, because I had just came back a couple of weeks before my surgery.
Okay. When you say your stuff's in that bag, what kind of stuff are we
Just a
talking
little
about?
bit of clothes that I have.
Okay. So now you're on the ground.
Yes.
Okay. Who's in the bedroom right now? You're on the ground. In there. She's yelling at you.
And
In the
I
bedroom.
pushed him.
Okay. Well, you have a scratch on your neck?
I don't know, sir.
Lean your head this way. No, it's your veins there. Okay. So you're on the ground. And she's yelling at you. And what am I doing?
He's in there too, and I'm telling him I'm not doing anything to your mom.
Okay.
She pushed me off my road. I'm trying to leave, and he was on this shoulder, and I pushed him off.
When you say he's on that shoulder, what is he doing
like,
to
what
you?
are you doing to my mom? And I told her, I'm not doing anything to your mom.
Is he hitting you?
No, sir, he was just on my shoulder asking me, what am I doing to his mom?
Okay, so he's just
Yes, sir.
up against you saying, what are you doing to my mom?
And I pushed him off of me,
And you
sir.
pushed him off of you.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's
Where was at that point?
right at the foot of the bed, or just right where the bed with the PlayStation.
Okay, so when you say you're on the ground, are you sitting? Are you laying down?
I'm sitting. I can't. This is the bed, sir. My knee roller is where you are.
Okay,
And when she pushed me off my knee roller, I'm sitting here. The bed, the wall, my crutches, which I was trying to grab after I pushed off of me. Because I'm not doing anything here, Mom. I'm trying to leave.
okay.
And that's just you standing there with the PlayStation.
Where's the door?
Behind.
Behind her?
Behind. Yes.
Okay, so she's blocking your way to the door?
Yes.
And
I wouldn't say blocking, sir.
But she's in between you and the door?
Yes, sir.
And are you sitting on your butt on the floor?
Yes, sir.
All right, so now you push off of you, and you said she's standing there with what in her hands?
The PlayStation.
All right, show me how she has this PlayStation.
She just has it up like she's about to throw it at me, sir.
Okay, show me where she has it at.
She has it up just like this.
Right
sir.
here in front of her.
Yes, sir.
What did she say? What she's going to do with this thing?
She
or
was getting ready to throw it at me, sir.
she's getting ready to throw it at you.
Yes, sir. I told her, give me my things.
Okay. What'd you do next?
I just picked my gun up and started firing, sir.
Okay. Did it hit her?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know, sir.
Did she fall to the ground?
She fell, and I just kept firing. And I rolled up and stepped, and then when I was coming back, and I just kept firing.
Okay. All right. Thank you for telling me that. When she was hit, She fell straight to the ground? Or did she leave?
I think she fell by my knee roller.
By your knee roller? Yes. Still in the bedroom?
Yes.
Where's the PlayStation?
I don't know where it's at. This time I think it fell over.
It fell over? Did you move that PlayStation at all from the time you fired those rounds until the cops showed up?
No, sir.
Whose blood's on your hand?
It's hers.
Her blood. Okay. And once you start firing, did you fire too?
I just fired, sir.
You just started firing. So you're sitting on the ground on your butt firing. So they're basically standing up. Let's say you're sitting on the floor and they're standing up. Is that accurate?
Yes, sir. And she had the PlayStation.
She's holding PlayStation like this?
I just
You just started firing. I mean, were you doing this?
I was just firing, sir.
Or were you firing at her?
I was just firing.
Was she looking at you? Was she facing you when you were firing?
I'm sure we were yelling.
I'm sorry?
We were yelling and was trying to talk to my dad at the same time.
Okay. Are you left-handed or right-handed?
I'm left-handed, sir.
So you have a gun. What hand did you have a gun in?
My left.
And you were on the phone with your dad when the shots were fired?
Sir. The phone was somewhere because I could hear him. Sir.
Tyrone recounted that during the incident, he called his father using Facebook Messenger. Stephanie's son, Ricky, who lived with them in the apartment, was not Tyrone's biological child. Ricky was briefly mentioned during Tyrone's panicked 911 call. Ricky was well liked in the neighborhood, known for being cheerful and offering to help neighbors with small tasks like taking out the trash. Videos on his YouTube channel captured his joy for life and the love he had for his mother. The chilling truth about Ricky's death would ultimately turn the case on its head. Tyrone explained that he and Stephanie had been together for a year and that he had recently moved back into the apartment after a brief separation. Tyrone made a startling admission. There had been a witness to the entire event. He claimed he was on the phone with his father, packing his belongings, when the argument unfolded. Although investigators hoped to verify his story through his father, they would soon discover that the critical evidence they needed was already at the crime scene. Hearing Tyrone and Stephanie arguing, Ricky had come running into the room and pushed Tyrone. After this, Tyrone picked up his firearm. Soon after Tyrone made his haunting 911 call, in order to gather more details, they changed topics, discussing the firearm. Tyrone claimed he kept the firearm near the bed by his hygiene bag. Police later recovered the gun in front of the TV, alongside an open folding knife, both of which he had mentioned during his 911 call. When detectives asked about Tyrone's history with Stephanie, he explained that they had known each other since childhood in North Carolina. However, revisiting this part of their past caused Tyrone to become hysterical once more. Despite their efforts, the detectives were unable to calm him, and another officer took over the questioning. They refocused on Ricky's role in the incident, believing he was the key to understanding what truly transpired. While Tyrone initially claimed he hadn't spoken to either Stephanie or Ricky during the altercation, his account suddenly shifted, introducing new and critical details.
Put it to you this way, okay? Right now, when somebody watches this, okay, they're gonna make, there's gonna be a canvas, okay? There's a painting that there's a picture that you're painting right now, okay? The one light is this, what you told me, okay? You're a war veteran. You made a mistake tonight, okay? A tragic mistake. However, what I don't want to see happen is, Tyrone, if any of this part doesn't make sense to us, I gotta ask you about it, okay?
Yes, sir.
The other side of this is, Tyrone's a cold-blooded murderer.
No, sir.
Okay. Then why is there blood and shell casings in his room?
I don't know, sir. I didn't mean to kill nobody.
Okay. But understand, there's also evidence to show that the young man was more than likely trying to get away from you. There's blood on the bottom of his socks. Okay? There's blood in his bedroom. What it appears is the body was moved. Did you move that body?
No, sir.
Tyrone, remember,
Yes, sir.
tragic mistake, cold-blooded murderer.
I am not a murderer, sir.
Okay. Did you move that body?
No, sir.
Did you move anybody?
No, sir.
Tyrone, look, I'm here just to tell your story, okay? And it's all gonna be on the video,
Yes, sir.
okay? But Tyrone, I gotta know, man. I gotta know.
This change in Tyrone's story would later prove vital in the most heartbreaking way. Tyrone previously stated that Ricky ran into the bedroom. However, the timeline of events remained unclear. It seemed possible this happened after Tyrone had already begun shooting and injured Stephanie. Now slightly calmer, Tyrone provided more details, but his story continued to raise doubts. Although Tyrone's narrative had been inconsistent, his response to the detective's next question suggested he might not be entirely truthful. Police recovered a PlayStation with a bullet hole in the master bedroom. However, crime scene photos contradicted Tyrone's claim that the console was next to Stephanie's body. Instead, it was found on the bed near his crutches, along with a shell casing. This discrepancy marked a significant slip in Tyrone's story. Detectives decided to revisit it later, once they had gathered more evidence. For now, they questioned his claim that Stephanie had been hitting him, asking for further clarification. Notably, Tyrone's knee scooter was visible in the crime scene footage near the bed in the master bedroom. Detectives obtained Tyrone's phone information to contact his parents for verification. They also retrieved Stephanie's phone details to notify her family about the tragedy. As one officer left to get Tyrone more water, he spiraled into another unintelligible meltdown. During this outburst, Tyrone made a critical adjustment to his earlier claim. He now said that his father had only seen part of the altercation during their video call. When investigators spoke with Tyrone's father, he reported seeing a hand swat at Tyrone's neck and hearing 2 gunshots, but did not witness the entire incident. Meanwhile, the crime scene team was ready to process evidence, prompting officers to collect Tyrone's clothes for examination. This request sent him into a renewed state of panic. Despite Tyrone's assertion that both Stephanie and Ricky attacked him, investigators were skeptical. They revisited the question of where Ricky fell after being shot, noting inconsistencies in Tyrone's account. Leaving him alone in the interrogation room, Tyrone was heard talking to himself.
Where was he standing?
When I looked up, you was standing there.
How far away from you was she?
You was, I just picked up the gun and kept firing.
And you fired at him while he was on the ground?
I just kept firing, sir.
Did you fire at him while he was on the ground?
I just kept firing, sir.
Okay.
Throughout the investigation, Tyrone's injured foot and limited mobility emerged as central to his defense. However, it wasn't clear whether his injury truly restricted him or if he was exaggerating its severity. A former employer provided context, mentioning that Tyrone had injured his foot before starting his previous job. It became apparent that Tyrone's downward spiral had begun about a year earlier. Still, no one could have anticipated the depth of his fall or that it would culminate in the deaths of 2 people. Armed with new evidence, detectives returned to confront Tyrone about the inconsistencies in his story.
Something happened in his room. Follow me. We need you to tell us what happened in his room. We know something happened in there. The only one in this whole conversation are all of the people that are involved in that were at the apartment at the time of this incident that went down were you, correct?
Yes, sir.
The only person that I know of that had a gun is you.
Yes, sir.
I got shell casings in the room.
I don't remember, sir.
Okay.
I didn't.
The only person that had a gun is you. There's shell casings in the room. How'd they get there?
I didn't do this.
We know you did it because you told us that you shot him both.
Not in his room.
Where did you shoot him?
Right beside his mouth.
You know that doesn't make a difference because what the scene is telling us, Detective Flory already told you, people can manipulate us and not always be truthful with us, but the scene's never going to lie.
Detectives discovered blood in Ricky's bedroom, even though Tyrone maintained that everything occurred in the master bedroom. Crime scene evidence, however, painted a starkly different picture. Blood droplets were found leading into Ricky's room, along with a shell casing near one of his toys. Bullet holes in the wall above Ricky's bed suggested he had been shot there, not in the master bedroom as Tyrone claimed. Further investigation revealed that one bullet passed through Ricky's wall and into a neighboring apartment, where residents unknowingly discarded the projectile. Despite this mounting evidence, Tyrone insisted he was never in Ricky's room. However, blood spatter patterns and signs of struggle suggested Ricky had tried to hide under his bed before being fatally shot. A video from October 19, 2 days before the murders, showed Tyrone walking without difficulty in the background of one of Ricky's YouTube videos. He was wearing the same green shirt seen during his interrogation. This revelation, combined with blood evidence under Ricky's bed, indicated that the boy likely ran into his room to escape Tyrone, who pursued and killed him. Detectives noted that Tyrone's emotional outbursts seemed performative, as he appeared to sweat profusely but did not shed tears. Detectives pressed Tyrone about his emphasis on his foot injury, suspecting it was a deliberate attempt to mislead them. While Tyrone offered no explanation, investigators found a spent shell casing on the porch, raising further questions about the sequence of events. By this point, it was clear Tyrone was emphasizing his limited mobility to argue that he couldn't have chased Ricky or moved his body. However, investigators doubted the severity of his injury, especially since he had undergone surgery weeks earlier and was seen walking without issue in recent footage. The interrogation concluded without any substantial changes to Tyrone's account. At the scene, investigators noted that Stephanie had significant injuries, including gunshot wounds to her forehead, chest, arms, and neck. She also had a wound inside her mouth, which broke her jaw and caused massive internal damage. Ricky suffered multiple gunshot wounds to his head, neck, arms, and legs, with some injuries inflicted at close range. None of the injuries were post-mortem, highlighting the brutality of the attack. Tyrone Johnson was ultimately found guilty of first-degree murder, second-degree murder, and aggravated child abuse. He was sentenced to death for the murders of Stephanie and Ricky Willis. To this day, the full motives behind the killings remain unclear, leaving unanswered questions about Tyrone's claims and the tragic events of that night. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel and stay updated on future videos.